Hey everybody, this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am bringing to you a really fun project with two stamp sets that are in our new mini catalog. I am also pairing them with this awesome layering circles die set, which I don't know what I would do without because I use it on virtually like so many projects. So I need you guys to get on board and check it out yourselves. We are going to be using the die cut machine today, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a peekaboo window card, which is super fun. This Seasons of Fun stamp set, like I said, it is in the mini catalog, but it is not for sale. In order to earn it, you have to put in a $150 qualifying party. But the well-defined stamp set that we're using to pair with it, because Seasons of Fun has no words and well-defined is perfect. It's a really great set. It has perfect sentiments to go complement this set so well. But it's a host reward. So if you can get a group of friends together, you want to do a class, just contact me and I'd be happy to help you earn this. It's very simple to earn, so $150 party is very easy to reach. So just give me a contact, send me a message from my blog, and I'd be happy to try and help you figure out how you too can earn that cute Seasons of Fun stamp set. So both of those are in the mini, like I said, and those are good until I believe January 3rd. So we still have plenty of time to get our use out of them. We are going to be coloring with Stampin' Blends, stamping with Real Red. So I'm just going to move these things out of the way temporarily so that we can make room for our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let me show you the card we're going to make. This is it right here, and this is Pattern Party. It's another host paper that you can earn. It's a really large pack of paper, pretty thick, 48 sheets, I believe, come in there, or 48 designs. I'm not exactly, don't hold me to it, but it's in the main catalog, and it is a gorgeous pack of paper. It's also earnable with a qualifying party, so you could possibly earn both of them if you had a large enough party. So it's quite fun, and I thought it went really well with this little boy jumping in the leaves. So the gratitude is the sentiment that we're using from the well-defined, and it says, "Gratitude, the feeling in my heart when I think about you." I also added a little strip of that paper, but as you can see, there's leaves inside this card, and you can see them from the outside, and I've made a window to make that happen. So let's go ahead and get started so that you can learn how to start doing this particular card. So I'm going to move it out of the way temporarily, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second largest from this group and the second largest from this group, and that is going to form this little ring that's going to live on the outside of the card, and that's going to be cut out of the cinnamon cider, which is the same color of paper. So as you can see here, I have a piece that holds the largest circle, and I'm going to position the second one down. I'm going to use some washi tape to hold it in place on both sides, and this washi tape has some of the sticky has been removed from it because I use it over and over again until it doesn't stick anymore. But I'm going to move that out of the way. This is what's going to go into our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So here is our big guy. I'm going to put our sides down here. We're going to start with plate number 1. That's the platform. We're going to put plate number 2, which is a shim that we use when we are using the steel dies like we are. Number 3 is our cutting plate. Now we're going to put our little ring of circles there, and we're going to put the second number 3 on the top, and then we're going to go ahead and crank it through. I'm going to hold on to it right here just to help me get it through there. And when we pull this apart, you can see I have a lovely little ring. I also, when I take these pieces of washi tape off, let's see if I can get it off really easily without ripping anything, because you never know, things stick and they like to tear. but if I can be gentle, I might get it off without a hitch, and I did. So when I pull these away, you also have a circle you can use on another project. So there is my ring, and there's my circle. This is discard. Now I am going to use the smaller of the two to make my window. So the big one can get put back, and now the smaller of the two is going to make the window on my card. So I'm gonna take my card right here, and it's a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 cinnamon cider, the same color as the ring. I'm gonna go ahead and fold that in half, and I'm gonna use my bone folder off camera to score it. I should have done it before I brought the machine in, but I apologize. But I'm just basically just using that bone folder to score that in half, like so. Now I'm going to take my DSP, which is that really pretty leaf DSP, and I'm just gonna temporarily attach it onto this piece so that I can cut the two of them together and cut that window out of my card. So I'm gonna use some adhesive, and I'm just gonna put a tiny bit right here in the center, approximately, come on, there we go, where I'm gonna cut that circle out so that it will hold this piece in place. And I'm just gonna go ahead and push that down like that. Then we're gonna open our card. And I'm gonna bring this back through here. And I am going to actually stand up because it makes it easier for me and hopefully for you, so I don't have my hand up in the way. And I'm gonna position this circle up here in the top portion of this, and I just wanna make sure that it's even from side to side as best I can. And I'm gonna use these two little pieces of washi tape again to hold that in place. And I am gonna run this plate through. It doesn't need to go all the way, but I'm just gonna line it up right there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and crank that through my machine. When I pull that plate off, I'm gonna be really gentle with my washi tape to not tear my pattern paper. And as you can see, since it wasn't adhered anywhere else except for in this circle area, gonna stick these onto my machine for next time. This is the only place that it got stuck down. So if you want to use the two circles separately, you can use an adhesive remover. I live and die by mine, and you just run it along your cardstock, and that picks up your excess adhesive. So that's removed. I'm gonna do the same thing on my designer series paper here where it was stuck. And I'm just gonna pick up that. And then you just basically pull the adhesive off and throw it in the trash. These you can find on Amazon. Sometimes Dollar Tree has them. But basically, that's the process. So you first are going to make your ring of cardstock, right? And then this piece was left over. And then you're going to cut your hole out of these two pieces of cardstock. Okay. So let's go ahead and close our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and get to the nitty-gritty of the project. All right. So we have all these extra pieces that we do not need. We do need this ring. Here's our card. That's the bone folder that I scored my card in half with, which I'll show you now. You push the two pieces together and you run that through. I apologize for not doing that before I brought the machine out, but then I lost all my surface space. So now we're gonna go ahead and glue this on. And so I'm just gonna run a line at the bottom and a line at the top. And then I want to make sure that it sticks around this window. So I'm just gonna put in a little bit extra there. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and line this up so that the circle has There we go. All right, now we're gonna cover this up like so with this little ring that we have made, okay? We're gonna use a wet adhesive called multi-purpose glue. It comes like this. And I'm gonna use my silicone mat because I tend to make a mess when I use this glue, and it's the perfect solution. So I can add it, and if any gets on this silicone mat, it can just be rubbed right off. So that's the best part about it. Okay, so there's my adhesive. I'm gonna grab my little ring and move this out of the way. And I'm gonna position it over the top and try and push. This is why I like this glue, because it has some wiggle room, so you can push the cardstock and hold it until it grabs. And then you get that perfect placement like that, okay? So a little bit might have gotten on there, but this adhesive that's on here, you just rub it off with your finger, kind of like you use that eraser, and it's an amazing tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach our piece for the inside of our cardstock. So this is what's gonna go on the inside. So we're gonna go ahead and put a line at the bottom, and I'm really close to running out of the seal. I don't know if I will in the middle of this video, but if it happens, I'll show you how to replace the cartridge. What else will I be able to do, right? You can never time it perfect. All right, so there is our piece on the inside. Now we are tying that same piece here to this. So we're going to go ahead and use the seal again. Run it down the length of this. And I'm going to leave a little border at the bottom of white. And that gets attached just like that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. There's our card. Okay, now let's go ahead and stamp our gratitude. It says gratitude, the feeling in my heart when I think about you. And we're gonna stamp it in real red on a piece of basic white. And then I'm gonna trim it down in 2 pieces. So I will show you. You're gonna need your paper trimmer. Make sure that you get really good coverage on that solid word. And then I'm just gonna put it in this corner, bottom corner here, and press that down. And I'm gonna make sure that I push real good against those solid letters so that they come out really nice. So there's that. Looks pretty awesome to me. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it now in my Simply Chamois, which I absolutely love. It cleans our stamps so well. So there is that. Now this little guy, he takes a minute to color because he has so many leaves. So we're just going to pretend I stamped him, and by magic, he is colored in. But isn't he adorable? Oh, I love him. Okay. Let's put our red ink pad away. We are done with that. Now I am going to bring in my mini guillotine paper trimmer, which it was a promotion when I signed up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It is no longer a promotion, and it is not available for sale, but you can find mini guillotine cutters on Amazon, on lots of scrapbooking websites, so have at it. So I'm just going to trim this apart. I want the 2 pieces. Let me go ahead and do the top now. I think that looks good. Maybe a little down. Okay. And now I'm going to trim the words apart from the definition. Let's trim it a little closer. And then we're going to layer it with some Granny Apple Green. So I am cutting this apart first. So So there's for the inside, and the gratitude is going to be on the outside. So I'm going to trim it down since it's not attached to that bottom section. So those are my two pieces. I am going to grab my piece of Granny Apple Green, and I will show you how I do this. I go ahead and attach it on. So I'm just going to put it in the corner. I just want a little hair of green all the way around it. I don't want it to be too much. And I'm going to put this one on the top. And then I'm going to bring my little trimmer back out. And I'm going to kind of overhang that. And then trim this edge. You can use a regular trimmer. It doesn't have to be a guillotine one. It's just what I keep on my desk at all times to do these small chopping projects. So there is that. All right. Let's fussy cut our cute little boy. And by fussy cut, what I mean is we're going to wiggle our scissor kind of around the image and cut. Now, I do want to let you know that I have glued a triangular piece to the back of this little guy of some more basic white cardstock. And see it back here? It's not triangular, actually it's square, but it's going to end up looking triangular when we're done. I glued it back there because, as you can see, the marker bleeds. And when you open the card to the inside, you can see part of him. And I didn't want you to see all that bleeding through there. So I attached another piece behind it so that when it gets fussy cut out, like I'm doing right now, that piece will get cut at the same time. And you will never know that there was any bleeding to the back of your card. So we are working our way around our little fella here. He is so cute, my goodness. All right, we're halfway there. We're on the home front. I know some of you guys don't like the fussy cut, but I love it. I think it just adds so much to cards, and I'm all about that. If it gives me a little nicer look, I'm all about doing it. So I don't mind the work. What I love is the results, right? And it's only a few minutes of your time anyway, and the more you fussy cut, the better you'll get at it. So there he is cut out, okay? So now we're going to stamp some leaves, and I just want to position him where he is going to live on the card, like so that I know where to put his cute little leaves at, okay? And I'm going to use our Memento Black, and I'm going to stamp 5 leaves. I want him to look like he is just tossing those leaves up in the air and having a good old time. So I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to turn my stamp and put 1 in this direction. Then I'm going to have 1 kind of falling. And then I'm going to turn again and have 1 coming up from the bottom here. And then I need 1 right in that spot. I'm going to have it going this way. That looks pretty good to me. What do you guys think? All right, so let's go ahead and color those leaves. And because this is a layer and it's attached onto this, there will be no bleeding to the back. It'll only bleed through the 1 layer of cardstock. So let me clean the stamp real quick before I drop it by accident on my card or something horrible, and I get sad. All right, so these are the 5 colors that I have chosen to do my leaves in. They are the same colors that I used here. It doesn't really matter what order you choose. I'm going to go ahead and color 1 of them in Pumpkin Pie Dark, 1 in Daffodil Delight Dark, one in Cherry Cobbler Light, and Cherry Cobbler is a really dark red, so the light one looks a lot like real red, which is why I chose to stamp the words in real red. On my first sample, I did it in Cherry Cobbler, and I just thought it was too dark, so I wanted to go a little lighter this time. This one's a dark Granny Apple Green. And then this last one is bronze, and bronze comes with ivory. There's two colors, and they are skin tone colors, or ones that you can use for certain skin tones, but you can blend a lot of our colors together to get the right skin tone for your project. So we're going to go ahead and pick some leaves to color. We're going to color those in a minute. I'm just going to put those right here, but first let's go ahead and attach him onto our card so we know where he's going to fit. He's going to be popped up, and I'm going to use some mini dimensionals to do that. So let's go ahead and put some down here at the base. That is definitely not going to come through the circle, so we have to be careful when we get up close. These leaves here also are not going to be, yes they are, this is the hand that's going. I meant this side of leaves right here, let's put one in this corner, are not going to show, so this is going to be on this side of the card, right? This is where we have to be careful around his little body, his hat, and this portion that we've cut into. So I think as long as we stay below that little portion that we have trimmed into, we should be good there. Now, part of him can have them and part of him can't, and I do want him to be adhered. So this portion under his arm is going to be there, and I think that these sections should be fine. And we're just going to look and see. I'm going to place it. Whoops, one of my backings came off. There it is. I don't want it to stick to my card yet, so I'm going to put the backing back on. And I'm going to open my card. And see, that one's in the wrong spot, so that one can't go there. So that's how we peek and check where we can put these. So I think I have them in the right exact spots. If he is like so, that is all the dimensionals I need. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one back onto my card here. And let's go ahead and grab our, take your pick tool and pull the backs off of these guys and attach our little fella onto our card. And as you can see, it worked out really well because I checked before I did that, so that was awesome. And let me make sure all of these backs are off. Yes, they are. So I'm going to position him on the card, and it looks like he's throwing those leaves into the air. All right. Now that I see where that's going to be positioned, I am going to position the word gratitude up here. And also, same reason, I want to make sure that I don't put one down here where it's going to peek through the card. So I'm going to put that one a little bit high, and I'm going to put this one right here in the middle. That should be good enough. 3 should be plenty. So we're going to pull those backs off, and let's go ahead and attach the word gratitude up here. That looks pretty awesome. Now, the feeling in my heart when I think about you is going to be glued underneath the leaves, and we're going to use the seal adhesive for that. So far, I haven't run out. All right, so I don't want that to peek through the window, so I want to put it a little bit lower, and I want to check, and that looks pretty good. So we will put it right there. We don't want that to show in the window. So now that we have basically our card put together, I'm going to choose 5 leaves that I'm going to color. So I'm going to pick one of each color, and we'll do this one in green here, Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to gently color that leaf. This pattern paper is called Pattern Party, and it's a Hostess paper. The cool thing is that one side is all black and white, and the other side is colored. So it's really cool because you get to use your markers if you like to color, which I love to color. You get to use your markers to color in the images on the other side, or you can just leave them black and white. I've chosen to just highlight a few of the leaves on the background, kind of like the leaves that are floating in the inside of the card. I call this kind of a card a peekaboo card, and I like to call it that because it's basically playing peekaboo with you, right? Those leaves are on the inside of the card, but you can see them peeking out on the outside. Let's go ahead and put this yellow one up here. And our last one will be the pumpkin pie. We'll put it down here. We don't have any over in this section. So let's go ahead and do a pumpkin pie one in this corner. And just like that. And again, it's not bleeding through because it has another layer. So there is our cute card, Gratitude. The feeling in my heart when I think about you. And it's just a great way to thank somebody for anything that they do for you, right? How cute is this little guy on the front of this card? I just think this is the cutest card. I hope that you have enjoyed my project, that you have had fun watching me create it, and that you will want to make one too. Just contact me if you would like to try and earn the Seasons of Fun. I would be more than happy to help you with that. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or contact me on my blog at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. The description, I'll put the link in the description below. I appreciate you watching. I am kind of new to YouTube, so if you don't mind helping me out, if you would like my video, comment somewhere on there, share it with your friends, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to get notifications of when I post new videos. Ask your friends to subscribe too. And check out my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, in the description below. And when you go there, you can get PDFs, measurements, more fun projects. I also do freebies for people that order from me on a monthly basis. And all that information is on my blog. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And have an awesome day. Happy stamping. Thank you very much. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts.